Hey guys, I could hear that it turns on. It is an air switch. Oh my goodness, like that is actually, yeah, be careful Jason, there's knives in there. It could cut you. You don't want to be cut. This is for chopping up his knives, spinning inside. Yeah, he doesn't know what it is yet. I haven't explained it to him, but anyways. Hello guys, and welcome to another day with Zimaleta. What I'm holding here today in a box, this is a garbage disposal unit, which is 1 horsepower, and it has a connection for your dishwasher. So let's go ahead and get it out of the box. So anyways guys, let's go ahead and unbox this garbage disposal. So it comes actually nicely packaged, where it's surrounded by bubble wrap. But I want to get the unit out myself and just show you the unit, talk a little bit about it. So anyways guys, let's proceed. I have my son Jason to assist me. He's 4 years old. Say hi, Jason.
Hi.
So actually he's the one that done the unboxing while I was actually getting the camera ready for this type of angle. And this is him setting it up. Jason, so can you take this apart now? Like, you know, it's kind of interesting that this little guy, he just knows what to do. He actually installed like all this stuff on that very top. But anyways guys, first of all, before we begin, because you're probably shopping around for this and you're probably wondering like what kind of unit to get and stuff like that. Well, first of all, this is 1 horsepower. I believe it's 2,700 RPMs. It's going to be in the listing what it is, but I believe that's what it is. Before buying this unit, I shopped around on Home Depot website, and the cheapest unit, I'm not saying it's like the best, it's more thinner and stuff like that, you know, because they're all differently designed and I haven't like dive in extensively. A similar unit is going to run you about 130 bucks, all the way up to like $1,500 for the 1 horsepower units. Of course, I did not get into the RPMs and stuff like this. Now, something nice like this, where it's nice and wide and, you know, has like this a lot of power and stuff like that, it's going to run you about like 350 bucks to 399, you know, like kind of like this type of look. Of course, you're probably wondering how much this is. This is $66. That's all. This is why I went ahead and bought it. And it looks like it already has all the components that you will need for the installation process. But I wasn't really sure if I needed some extra piping and stuff. I mean, I have a lot of plumbing equipment, and I keep buying stuff for my plumbing because I do all my own plumbing and stuff. I actually just now I placed an order for the rest of the pipes and fittings. They do recommend, like, well, not them, not this company, but it is pulling up in the listing that the 2 items that are mostly bought together, which was like a rusted kit. But I know this does have some kind of some kit included in here. We're gonna take a look at what it is. I've never personally installed one myself, but my wife has been asking me to install this type of unit, and I totally thought it was like completely unnecessary. I'm like, why would you need a garbage disposal under the sink? I mean, just throw the garbage away. Like, that's what I was thinking, until I called my viewer Brian up, and I talked to Brian. I said, Brian, what do you think about this? I mean, you know, I don't even have like the city type of a sewer system. I have a septic tank. And he says, actually, he recommended that I get a garbage disposal. He's like, I highly recommend that you get one. And at that time, my wife knew she kind of won her little argument towards actually getting this thing. Because I kind of thought, you know, all this garbage is going to fill up my my septic tank a lot sooner. That means I'm going to have to get it pumped a lot sooner. But actually, I didn't know how these things work. So when I talked to Brian, and he's a plumber for a living, he's a pro. I'm not sure if he's watching this, but if he is, hey Brian. I went ahead and bought one. He said to me that you actually need to feed your colony. He says you have a colony of these, I don't know too much about it, but there's like these, obviously a colony of worms, I guess, and they basically keep your septic, your septic tank clean, and they eat all the garbage. And he says, actually, I recommend that you put some salads in there every once in a while, and then like like leftover chicken and like stuff that you cut off, throw it in there because the colony really likes that, and to keep them healthy and stuff like that. He says, don't ever pour bleach down your pipes and stuff like that, and because that's gonna actually kill the colony. And that's why you gotta be careful, like with some of the products that you're trying to clean your pipes and stuff, because I mean, if you got a septic tank, then that stuff potentially could like not help you, but actually make things worse. So, but anyways, this is what kind of like convinced me to get it. And also, I used to have another sink in the kitchen, and I replaced the sink, and my sink is actually designed to have this garbage disposal. So my drain pipe is in a total wrong place, and I bought the stuff that works. It just doesn't work really well. That means I would have to redo a lot of my plumbing. But by me getting this, it is going to be kind of like a simple connection. I'll be able to have this here like that, and then have basically the line connect to the sink, so it drains everything correctly. And then I could, I believe this is a dishwasher connector, because I just got a Bosh dishwasher, and it's not connected. I wasn't really sure like where am I gonna drain it out, but I was just gonna like put it in into the rest of the rest of the plumbing and stuff like that. But I was really surprised. It does have this type of fitting. Now in the kit that I got, it included a rubber type of hose that goes on there. I don't know if this one has it or not, but I'm pretty sure it has a lot of components that you need, and most likely with whatever setup you have, you could just buy this and you could be done with it. But for extra $15, I went ahead and I ordered some plumbing, and I have 1-day delivery because I'm a Prime member, and I guess in my location they offer a 1-day delivery because there's a couple Amazon centers near me. So basically that's gonna come in tomorrow, so I'm gonna be doing an installation video tomorrow for it. So if you guys wanna for me to install it, well, watch the installation video, because I will be actually installing it and making a video separately. But I did want to kind of get out of the way, like a little bit of, I guess, from a homeowner standpoint, kind of like the idea, like, why would you need one, like that, because I was actually totally against it, like, to be honest with you. But anyways, let's kind of get into it a little bit, and I could already tell you this, like, when I bought my sink, it already came with the stop thing, this piece. See, it's kind of like, it just kind of like bolts on over here. Like, well, it doesn't bolt on. You basically like twist it forward, and you lock it in place. But anyways, this portion, I already know what this is, because I actually have to remove this from my sink in order to install a regular type of drain thing. So so like when I got my sink, this was actually already attached to it. It was one of those expensive sinks that my wife really wanted, and this was on there, and I was like, okay, I gotta get rid of this piece. And she's like, let's just get a garbage disposal, and I'm like, well, why would I need one? But anyways, it's nice that this comes with it, because they do sell this thing separately. I think like $20. And like all of these units are, sold separate. Like every little thing they try to charge you money for, like when you're buying stuff. And I shop a lot at Home Depot, but it's nice that it has like the little cover, like this will actually go in perfectly and cover it up. Now I have actually these really nice covers, because they sell the plastic ones, and I bought a metal one because sometimes you want to close this up completely where it doesn't drain. So like I'm really satisfied that they included a metal one, not some cheap plasticky one. I mean, it's gonna work okay, but it's still nice because this has stainless steel on it and blacks, and this kind of goes well, but obviously you see there's got an indentation for the hole, so this actually goes perfectly on there too. So you stick this inside of your disposal right there, and this would be kind of like on top like that. So it will be covered, so like nothing's flowing in. I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering how long do these units last if you use them and stuff like that. Well, I read this but anyways, it's kind of cool. Like look guys, it's just kind of like completely covered up over there, so that's kind of, it's kind of like a heavy duty type of plastic. I mean, it's not heavy duty where nothing's gonna like fall in, but if you maybe drop the spoon, it should like not fall in, I guess. But let me see if I could actually feel anything in there. Yeah, I could feel some, like a very top of something, but my hand will not actually go in there. I can feel the blades, however. But anyways, let's continue. I just got a little bit of off topic here, because I don't want this little guy to cut himself, but I could see, like, I cannot feel like any sharpness, but I don't want to, I guess. So okay, Jason, just don't stick your hand in here, buddy. I forgot what I was talking about, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna remember, so I'm gonna go ahead and oh yeah, I know what I was gonna talk about, how long these units last. I look at the company's website, and here's what they say. If you run it 3 times a day for 5 minutes each time, that means 15 times a day, it's going to last you for 10 years. But how many people you know that run these things 5 minutes at a time? Like, I mean, that's like, you know, this is super quiet, by the way. It's a super quiet, you know, stuff like that, and powerful. But 5 minutes, you know, I don't even know like anybody that ran them that long. I mean, my parents had one. I'm not like new to this. My parents had this in their home, in both of their homes actually, and everybody that I know has one. But everybody that turns them on turns them off quickly, and that's because they make a lot of noise. But this one says it's actually quiet, so that remains to be seen. I definitely would like to find out how quiet or loud it is, but you do want to make sure you're running your water when you're actually using this unit. So let's go ahead and take a look at what do we have in this box. And yes, we do have some piping in here. Possibly, I did not need to get that other kit, but I wanted to be certain. Yeah, like, looks like I would not need that other kit. Oh my goodness, yeah, like I would not need it. Wow, I did not know that. Like, wow, that's like an extra 15 bucks. So, I think I'm gonna have to cancel my order on that other thing, because this already has everything that I need inside. So we have this longer hose here, because what you need is, you need an attachment that would run from this unit, and this is probably a couple different attachments, like depending on what your situation is. But the most important one I see, it's going to be this one, because this is going to connect to your sink. I believe. I haven't looked at the instructions. However, I did set these things up myself. And then I believe the very next thing is you would need this thing to go from across there into here. And I just don't know how these things actually would work. Supposedly, like, you would remove this here. Okay, now it's right, because this thing wasn't quite on there. Now I can see the rubber. See, like, it looks like this is quite obvious because the way it's shaped. But if you don't actually quite get this right in the edge here, you pull it over. Again, it's not going to create a good seal. And then you just simply attach it here. And then you'll want to actually squeeze these bolts in there pretty good, like once you actually get ready. So I know I said I wasn't going to like really set it up, but this is kind of not. But I think this is a lot better than you having to view this underneath the sink where like you cannot like really see what's going on. Of course, in mine, you'll be able to see it. I'll make it to where you could actually see everything. So I just kind of hand tighten these things, but this is kind of the idea here. So let's see what else is showing. So what we need to do is we need to take this pipe, and we need to actually make sure that this kind of goes through like that, and go ahead and take this piece of pipe, squeeze it on this, squeeze it on that, and then you just kind of need to install this like that. So this is quite an easy installation. I actually did not need to look at the instruction for that. I've done a similar type of components for like the dishwasher and stuff. So we have this. Now this one looks, you know, a little bit more challenging, but it's really not. You just simply put this piece on first. Make sure the screwing portion is on this side, and then the bolt portion on that side. You simply, again, squeeze this in. Then you'll want to attach this portion. And of course, I'm kind of doing this a little bit too soon because you're going to need to make some kind of hole in something. Insert that through, then, you know, through the other wall, insert your pipe. And then this will actually squeeze it from behind, like this. And then you could tighten it. That is not the way, because I really like this air switch a lot better. Because obviously with its installation, all I have to do is make a hole exactly the size. Oh yeah, I see where they installed the air switch. Man, like this is actually a good location for it. I was actually kind of thinking like drilling a hole in the drawer, and I'm pretty sure some of you guys as professionals out there thinking that like, why would you do that? I mean, you can, because you could be washing dishes, but you could install this directly into the metal sink. Like there's an area over there that's sometimes like this in metal area. So I don't know if mine has enough area. Like I haven't closely inspected the sink, but I'm pretty sure it does. That means I simply drill that metal and install a switch in there. Like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. I know I'm excited about this a little bit more, but I am, because that really is a good solution for me. So wow, like, all in all, this is going to be very simple. Right in the cabinet drawer, and put this thing right through, squeeze it in there, put the pipe in and everything. Like now, all I have to do is just slide this right through the hole like that, and then mount it, you know. So I will not have to actually remove this again. Just this piece, and then slide it through. You guys get the idea. So it's a very simple type of installation. Let me see something, Jason. Let me see what this is here. I don't know what this is. This is another rubber piece. Possibly there's something that goes on the side over here to cover this hole up. It's a possibility. But if you don't have like a dishwasher, but anyways, upon looking at some of these pipes here, basically this is another thing that I need to kind of like figure out. I mean, we have like this attachment here, so supposedly some kind of sink system, that's the way you could do it. Or possibly you could squeeze this on like that, you know, and then mount this to your sink. I mean, this could happen. And obviously there's a couple options. You could actually have another line where you could technically set this thing up over here like that. I'm not gonna install it right now, but you can technically do that if you want. So there's a lot of different options, including you could actually stick this thing like that, and then you have this type of clamp that you could get in there, and you could actually use it. It's okay, Jason, you could use some of this stuff. And then we have some kind of other rubber seal. Oh yes. This rubber seal, it's not just any seal. This is actually made to protect this from water spills, drips and drops. Even though it's completely unnecessary, because this is an air switch, this is nothing electronic about it, but let's say you wanted to have some kind of rubber feel, you could do that. Most likely I'm not going to have that there, because I like the stainless steel type of look. So let's see what else we're going to find in here. So yes, I could see kind of like the setup right here, the way things are. So let me actually explain. We're basically going to have, it appears that this pipe, it looks like it's some kind of, what is this? This overflow tube is not included. Customer needs to buy it separately. Okay, so this is for an overflow, in case your sink is actually, you know, overflowing. I don't even know if our sink has an overflow. I'm gonna have to check after this now, but you would connect it to there. This is obviously for if you want to connect the disposer to dishwasher, which I do. You need to pierce this hole first. Guys, it's closed. It is actually closed. That means, yes, you would have to pierce it. Like, that is... Wow, like, I can't believe, like, this company kind of thought ahead of time and they actually closed up that hole because I thought it's open and you have to, like, close it up. But no, so that means you could technically unscrew it or just go ahead and drill through it. But it's locked right now at this point, so... But you can connect your dishwasher to it. It needs to be pierced first. We highly recommend you to let a professional electrician do this for you. So now we have another thing, because there's a couple situations here that you're gonna have. Okay, this thing right here has a kind of like a closing type of piece. There's supposed to be another thing that you could use to basically close this up. I believe we're kind of missing, but it's supposed to be kind of like a plastic piece like this. Possibly you could just pull this off, because this is for those situations if you have a single sink, you just need to close this up, which is kind of cool that they include that. So you basically stick this on here and you twist it on tight like this. So this would be kind of done, but not really. This is actually a little bit bigger than it needs to be. So possibly there would need to be like another seal or something, you know, of sorts. But in either way, this is not that hard to find. You're gonna need to have one that's going to obviously, you know, prevent this thing from slipping out. So that's one of the solutions. Let's just go ahead and put this back on a pipe. So this is good. We're just gonna leave that like that, and so is this here. But in a situation where you have a single pipe, you could close this up, and then you could just continue down. You know, you drain into a normal type of a, you know, piece over here, and you could put something that bends, as they have like in this picture. Possibly that's because it's one of these units that bends. You could just bend it like that if you need to, which is kind of awesome. So I know I have several choices here. There's a good possibility I would not need that other kit that I ordered. But I did order it. It's just 15 bucks. I mean, all in all, this was costing me 66 for the unit and $15 for that other piece. You could always return on Amazon, like no questions asked, especially if you don't open it. Like even if you do, I'm looking at this connector, this piece here. I don't even see, like in the picture, there's like, this is what it says here. Use the plastic lid, big, to seal the corresponding hole. I do see that there's like, there's something on there that's holding it. I do see it, but obviously this doesn't have enough lip to hold it. You need to have like something bigger. I do have plenty of these things. I actually have some of those in here. If I wanted to, I could have used it. But anyways, guys, this is going to be about it. Please consider subscribing to my channel, and if you want to see also the installation, I do a lot of different videos, and anything I buy for my home or I use, I like to make videos on those, and that's just the way I always done things. I love sharing the information, the knowledge, because somebody else maybe that's going to see this for the first time and you never got it before. You would get enough information to where at least you know enough to get by. And I'm not just saying like for installing it yourself, because yes, you can. This is not difficult, but at least you're gonna know like what's required. And if you hire a professional, you're gonna know like it's not that big of a deal, because it's really not. But one thing I do want to explain to you guys is, this is like nice and wide and thick over here. And some of the Home Depot ones that I've seen that was like this thick was like $3.99. The thinner ones were like the cheapest price like $130, and they go up from there. So this is quite good. And if you use it for 15 minutes a day, and it lasting you 10 years. I mean, if you're, if you're using only like 5 minutes a day, every day, it's gonna last you 30 years. So I don't know whether I want to believe that, but that is a long time, So, but it's got a power output over here 370. We got voltage frequency 110, and we got speed 2600 RPMs. I know I said 2700 in the beginning, but I wasn't sure. It is 2600 RPMs. Anyways, guys, I will be including a link in the description below. If you do want to check this out on Amazon, if you're trying to buy something, I highly recommend it. I mean, this took like a couple days to ship, and I got it quickly, and the piping is going to take like another day. So, no dime for me as far as that goes. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Take care of yourself, and God bless you. Bye-bye. My name is Serge Zimaleta. I'm 37 years old, and yes, I experienced success after buying my first home for cash. Back in 2011, I was broke, but I learned to solve problems on my own. Now, I'm helping others to solve their problems. I know what pitfalls to avoid to stay profitable in business. Need motivation to be more successful in your life? Do you have sprint or expedite or business problems? Then subscribe. Let's find creative solutions to your problems. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of my helpful videos.